Hey, it's MK, and I am back with another Baby Got Scraps layout for you guys today. And today I decided to do something just a hair different by taking my scraps and using them as embellishments, as well as my 12 by 12 background piece will also be a scrap. So this is like a scrap upon a scrap upon a scrap. Yay! So what I have here is a Stampin' Up! Stamp set and die set, and I plan on only just using the dies for this particular one. I have this really cool, I don't even know what it's called, but it's a piece of paper that I created a while ago using those little burst powder things. Yeah, like color burst, I don't know. But it was super fun to create, as well as some Tonic Studio papers that I get in my kit that I happen to have two sheets of, but it's dark on one side and light on another. And so for the camera's sake, I just wanted to show you guys that I was going to be using both sides. I also have my title already set up, and I plan on changing one of the fonts with my black alcohol marker, so that way everything looks black. One of the colors, or one of the fonts that I'm going to be using is these uber thin stickers by Simple Stories, and then this Love and Life black foam set, which I absolutely love, but I am running out of letters, you guys. I don't know how else to do it. I'm just using up all my stuff. I can't wait. Anyways, I have 4 photos. Actually, I believe 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 photos. A couple scraps that I have left over. Now this one here, this little arrow piece is a little bit on the rainbowy side. So I do struggle kind of sorting out my papers and figuring out how I want to use that. I also have this really cool piece that has this adorable panda set. However, I will not be using the pandas. But I do like the watercolor, and it matches, all the blues match beautifully. This is a Cocoa Vanilla piece. I don't remember if it's Boys Rule or Legacy. I also have some Close to My Heart papers, Stampin' Up! Papers, and this is my Close to My Heart paper. I'll be using this side right here, which is like a gray on gray on gray dot, and then it's ombre on the other side. Yeah. I also have 2 wood grain pieces, but right now this is a branding strip from somewhere, and another Cocoa Vanilla cut apart card that I think I might use, but who knows. And then these 2 here are Stampin' Up! Wood grains that I cannot believe I am finally using the last pieces of these Stampin' Up! Wood grain papers, you guys. I've had a 6x6 pack that I bought. Actually, I think I bought 2, and I just absolutely loved them, and I'm kind of glad to see them go, because then I can move on to my huge stack. All right, colored my word from, so that way it matched the rest, even though it is not uber thick. And it isn't made out of foam, it still will work. Then I'm going to go around and die cut out all the pieces. I do put 2 pieces of cardstock in for each pass, and I'm just using my teeny tiny little, it's called a Blossom die cutter or something like that by Altenew. It's perfect for doing smaller dies and right there on my desk, so I don't have to get off my bum or go anywhere. All right, the next thing I'm going to do really, really quickly is I'm going to splatter and give these guys a little bit of dimension. So I'm going to take some Tonic Studio mica mist in, I think, Old Olive, and splatter, 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 make a complete mess on my messy mat, or I should say my glass mat, but it's okay. I love the effect of these. It gives it just a hair bit more of dimension on these flat leaves. All right, I already went ahead and trimmed down all my photos. I am using some teeny tiny little photos because of the fact that the kitty cats are only in a specific area of the photos, and so I really wanted to split them up a little bit and put the focus on the cats instead of their background, because I am very far away when I took my photo. So I wanted to make sure that when I printed it at 4x6 and I cut around it, I'm getting the cat, the focus, not his surroundings. And I do have to tell you guys that when we go to the zoo, we kind of sort of go on the off seasons. The zoo is still open, but it's not so crowded with people because it's either not, because the zoo, this particular zoo for us is just a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's only 4 hours away. We stay the night, we go to the zoo, and then we come back home the next day. So it's not that big of a drive for us, but we like to go on a weekend that, school is still there, so it's just a skip over there for us. But everybody else is in school as well. And so it makes it easier for us to go to the zoo and it not be as crowded as it could be if we waited for the summer, or if we waited for, a spring break or another holiday that the kids are off for school. The reason why I say that is because of the fact that the animals seem to be a little bit more, I think maybe productive is the wrong word, but they're a little bit more out of their shell when the zoo is less crowded. It seems like they are a little bit more hidden when you go and it's full-blown wide open during the summer type thing. I don't know if it's because it's the hotter season and they're just trying to stay cool, or if it's just too crowded for them and they're shy. I don't know the answer to that. I just know that we found it more enjoyable when the crowds are a little thinner and we get to see the animals a little bit better. Like I said, my daughter got to play with the seal, which was really super cool. And there wasn't a big old huge crowd to where you couldn't even get up next to the glass to see the seal, because it seems like the crowd never goes away. And same with the reptile room that is always echoey. It says, please keep your children quiet. Everything is behind glass and the sound is magnified. And then you walk in and it's like a thunderstorm going on inside. It's awful. It never is quiet. It's awful. But when you go during the off season, or I should say the not so warm weather, the time when the kids are still in school and things like that, it doesn't seem to be as loud in the reptile room. It doesn't seem to be as crowded when you're trying to look through glass or cages. It just is the perfect time to go. And like I said, we go there, we stay the night, we go to the zoo, and then we come back, and it's awesome. The performances, I shouldn't really say they're performances because nothing performs, but the zookeepers, or the zoo attendants, I should say, I don't know what their technical name is, but what they do is they do their little auditorium presentations about the animals all the time. Like they're scheduled at this hour, it's about this hour, it's about that, so on and so forth. And it is much more pleasurable when the auditorium isn't as crowded. Now, don't get me wrong, it does kind of seem redundant to be saying the same speech, when there's only 5 people in the crowd as opposed to 50 people in the crowd. But I have to tell you, you can see it a little bit more, or hear it, I should say, a little bit better. You it's just, in short, it's more enjoyable. I know I said that like 6 times already, but it really is. And we do enjoy, being able to go and see the large cats, even though, like I said, during the summer, they kind of seem a little bit more hidden. Everything just seems a little bit more enjoyable when it's the off season. So in case you guys are curious or have your own zoo to go to, I do know that people do field trips and things like that during the school year, but it's just fun to be able to kind of have like your own private walk around the zoo with nothing there, right? It's so cool. My kids and I have all agreed that when we all grow up, we're gonna go be zookeepers, because that just sounds like so much fun, to help the animals that like the Safe Haven. I know this isn't about Safe Haven, but I know I've talked about it before, where we have out in the middle of absolutely nowhere, we have a retreat for animals who used to be owned by people that thought that they wanted an exotic animal, and or they are ex-movie stars, as my daughter calls them. And the thing is that they have been adapted to the point where they cannot go back into the wild, and so they have to be taken care of. And so, like I said, out in the middle of absolutely nowhere is where Safe Haven is, and we'd like to go and volunteer over there and whatnot. And so my kids and I have just decided that when we grow up, that's what we're going to go do. So, all right, I finally made a commitment, and I was gluing papers down. I decided to do a whole bunch of banner pieces going down. I love it when I have hodgepodge of, bits and pieces and whatnot. I like even though they are kind of similar to each other. I like creating banners with those types of things, because other than that, it kind of looks like you're trying too hard when you're trying to force a piece that doesn't belong. I just always go to my tried and true banner because of the fact that it looks like it belongs. Now, I could have definitely stitched around the edge, and that would have definitely brought out a little bit more. I didn't think about that until like right now, but that's okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put on my title. I went ahead and kind of sort of did a little bit of where I wanted my leaves to go. Nothing is glued down except for my photos and of course the background papers, but as far as the leaves go, they are not glued down just yet, because I still want to make sure that as I tuck and weave, the placement is good and they're not hiding anything. Now, the reason why I'm trying to make a little corner here in that center photo is because I'm trying to bring attention to the fact that there are 2 cats in that photo rather than just the one. You can see the one prominently behind the little yellow ball, but the other one is kind of sort of a little bit more hidden. And so I thought that if I put a bunch of leaves around that section, then it would bring the eye over and you can go, oh, look, there's 2 kitties in that photo. So anyways, I just thought that this was fun. The large cats have always been my favorite to go and watch, even though, you know, fox is kind of sort of my favorite animal. I like the big kitties. I like cats. I like how they how they are. I like their manner and their elegance, I guess, is a good word for them. I could watch the tigers and lions all day long. They're just amazing, except when they get lazy and just want to bask in the sunlight. That's, that just makes me want to curl up and take a nap with them. Last thing that I'm going to do for this layout is add a couple enamel dots, and then I am going to call this layout done. Actually, I'm going to take a look at it first and see if it needs anything else, because I'm pretty happy with the way that it looked. I used my white piece that, yes, it does have the cutouts from my Cricut on it, but the Cricut leaves a 1/4 inch border always, and it makes the perfect background piece, especially when you have large panels to put on another large panel. Now, I definitely could do this with every single layout, but not all the kits that I put together are true white bases like this one is. I am very glad that I finally got to use these pieces up, because they are so my colors. I love greens and blues. I could do every single layout that I own. I could make up an excuse on why a leaf needs to go on there, honestly. So yeah, I could definitely do this color scheme all the time. So it makes my heart happy that I got to use these particular scraps, because I love this color scheme. I absolutely love it. And that pop of brown bringing out the photos definitely helps, because it's just like, a platform like the one that they are resting on. So that is the end of it. I did do a little bit more sprinkles with that old olive, or something olive. I know it's olive. Mica spray from Nuvo, and that is it. There's the photo with the 2 kitties. I do like the fact that it does now bring your eye to that, and you can see the fact that there's 2 of them in there. All right, be sure to check out everyone else that is playing along. They are listed down below in the description box. I do have to tell you guys that if you click on a link and there is no new photo for the day, or they don't seem to be playing along, it's because it's when they can, not every day. Not everybody's a psycho like I am to be playing along every day. So yeah, it is people that want to play along. They just don't have the time to play along today. All right. Thank you so much, and I will check y'all later. Bye.